Welcome back. You are on Logic.js YouTube channel. Today's video about how to check if the given value is in the given array. I have this example here on the screen, so let's read it. It is said that if you are given the value and the array, write the function to check whether this value is in this given array and return the true if this array contains this value and return the false if it doesn't. And of course I have some examples here to check the function we're going to write. I would like you guys to make a pause, think about it and solve this one. Please put your ideas in the sections comment below. I would like to know what you are thinking about it. As you can see, this challenge is simple enough and very basic. But I would like to remind you that we are here to talk about the logic and think about the different ways we can solve this task. So let's get cracking. So in this case, I will call our function doesContain. And this function receives two arguments, array and the value. Okay, as soon as we are okay with it, let's write and think about the function's logic. So the first what come to my mind and what can come to your mind is that for arrays we use for loop, and as you see we tried this one. Let's make a pause and think about the logic of our function. We have a result. This result is set to be false by default, and we have this for loop and this if statement. This if statement basic enough, so we just check if the current value of this array is equal to the value we are looking for, set result to be true, and at the end return the result. Okay, let's try this out. It works, nice. But I think that our function isn't efficient enough. Let's think about the situation when we have a big array with 100 or even 1000 variables, and the one we are looking for is at the beginning. I think we need to run the case like this in the debugger window. I have this basic example here, and I placed the debugger to test our function. We see that the debugger made the pause, and this array has 13 values inside it. And let's go step by step. So we see that as soon as we find the value we need, we set our result to be true. But what then? You see that we are keeping doing these idle steps until we reach the last value in this array. But this array can be very big with 100 or even 1000 values inside it. So do we actually need these idle steps? And what can we do with it? We know that we need to return the result as soon as we have found our input. Let's use the return statement and refactor our code a little bit. Okay, let's have a look at this refactored piece of code. We still have our main structure, but we got rid of the local variable and we no longer have nested if statement. So now, as long as the values don't match each other, we continue, and as we have found the value in our array, we return true. This return will break the whole function, and we will not be doing those idle steps. So let's check this in the debugger tool. So we have our huge array and the value. Let's go step by step. You see, as long as they don't match each other, we continue. We just skip these steps and Works. Okay. This was the classic way of how can we solve this challenge. This function was written by us, but we also have a built-in array functions. And one we need is called sum function. Let's open a new tab in the browser and look at it. Okay, the sum method tests whether at least one element in the array passes the test implemented by the provided function. It basically means that this sum function takes a callback function, and this callback function is used to test each element, and this callback function receives 3 arguments as well, but we are interested in the first one, element. And this function returns true if the callback function returns truly value for any array element, otherwise false. Okay, let's try this one. I will just comment this out and write a new function. I will pass anonymous function, and this function takes 3 arguments, but we are interested in one. It is a current element in this array, and we want to return the result of the comparison. Does this element match the value we are looking for? So what's going on is that this sum function is looking for the result which the callback function returns, and as soon as it receives truly value, it breaks the whole check and eventually it returns the result of the function. So let's test this one. You see, we have the same result. Okay, let's think about another way. We know that arrays have index of built-in function. In this case, we will rewrite this function. I will comment this function and write new one. It receives argument, value, and we will return the result. Index of function returns -1 if it doesn't find the value in this array. So we need to check if this index of, if the result of index of isn't equal to -1. This is short enough and this is fast enough, of course. So let's look at the result. So the result is the same. This one is readable enough. And the last one I would like to mention is that we can use the built-in function which appeared in ES6 standard. It is called includes function. This one is short enough, but remember, this method can be supported poorly because this is a ES6 standard. Let's check it in the browser, and it works nice. We can say that for last 3 functions we wrote the wrapper function. It means that this does contain function wraps the built-in functions inside of it. Okay, that was nice work, we have done it, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe on my YouTube video channel, like the video, and see you next time.